The Battle of the Ruhr Pocket took place in the first 2 weeks of April, so in 1945. So it was 75 years ago. My name is James Roy Rowland Jr. I was a private first class in Company A, 16th Armored Infantry Battalion, 13th Armored Division. When I was walking, I was a rifleman. And when I was riding, I was a machine gunner and assistant driver in our half track. Our division entered Germany at the southern end of the Siegfried Line near Stuttgart, Germany, and then proceeded north on the Autobahn to the southernmost part of the Ruhr Valley. We crossed the Rhine River on the outskirts of Cologne, where we first encountered the enemy. We had our first casualty there. Half track in the first platoon was hit with artillery, and the driver lost his life. We encountered roadblocks with some small arms fire, but most of the resistance came from the German artillery and the mortars. The German 88 artillery piece was an awesome weapon. The Germans used it with precision. They put airburst over our vehicles, and they used it effectively as an anti-aircraft weapon and also on the ground as well. On one occasion, we were instructed to dig in late in the afternoon before we would proceed again the next morning, and they bombarded us for several minutes with the 88s and mortars. It was really a terrifying experience. After we left Cologne, we proceeded north towards Dusseldorf along the Rhine River. General Wogan, who was the commanding general of the division, was wounded by a sniper. He was replaced by General Milliken. We were instructed after that, every community we went through, or every time we passed a church, to machine gun the church tower, because that's where the snipers would most likely be. I was getting ready to machine gun a tower one day, and a guy came running up to the half track. He was shouting, "I'm from Hoboken, New Jersey. Don't shoot the tower. There's nobody in there." I guess his accent proved he was from Hoboken, New Jersey, so I didn't shoot the tower. Not long before we got to Dusseldorf, we stopped in a small village. The half-track driver, Jim Weldrick, pulled the half-track around behind the house. I went into the house. Some of the squad members went out in the street, and almost immediately a German mortar shell hit in the street. I came out the front of the house, couldn't see anything because of the dust, but someone was hollering for help. The dust cleared enough I could see it was our squad leader, Sergeant Leeton. He was sitting in the street. His helmet was off. His head was covered with blood. George Dunthis, another member of the squad, was down. He had wounds to his lower extremities. Another guy, Clinton George, had some wounds to his lower extremities. A little guy that came from Quebec who recently joined our squad, I don't remember his name. He was called Frenchy. He lost his life. I never did see Dunthis and Leeton again. The Battle of the Ruhr Valley lasted for about 2 weeks. And then we joined General Patton's Third Army for the final sweep across Europe and wound up in Bavaria. We were in Bavaria about 3 or 4 days in a very large field. The Bavarian Alps were in the distance, and on May the 7th, we were sitting around the fire, and somebody came up and said, "The war is over, there's no more fighting." It was the greatest sense of relief that you could imagine. Almost everyone was wondering if they were going to be the next person that was going to lose their life, or the last person that would lose their life in this war. I had not been home in almost a year, and I thought, nah, I'm going home.